present circumstances have convinced us as the group, the people, as we have been in this part of the world, that we do not have an area of safety to reside in. We do not have a political area of safety given the lack of leaders, noble black leaders who can adequately represent the black community as a majority and not a minority. We do not have the appropriate financial safety as we are relying on as a collective, substantial amounts of debt, given our contribution to white American infrastructure and the economy in general. We do not have any sort of guaranteed overall safety that will truly allow us to believe that this is a adequate home and a place for us to grow and to develop, and to understand how to definitely advance in our economy. We have never in our lives been able to see the day that a black leader has been able to rise up and address these issues for what they truly are. The problem with our community is it's not that we do not have educated people or the potential to grow. It's that whenever we do step into a position of power, we abandon our cause, we abandon our meaning, and we abandon our culture because we are looking for appreciation and approval from white people and America. And it gets to a point where white America is so intelligent to the point where they do not actually allow this type of mindset to be reversed. And we are then left to do nothing more. And matter of fact, nothing else besides truly resorts to a full economic dependence on a society that does not promote any growth or any welfare as far as the black people are concerned. And this is the level of thinking and the passive nature that we have been so concerning in terms of allowing to ruin our ability to grow in a place where we have not made a single step forward besides gaining rights in marchments, in civil movements, which, keep in mind, is not a step forward. Like I keep mentioning, the fact that there was a time where we were not classified as humans, and matter of fact we were property below that of animals, perhaps even below the dirt. It is a reflection of how we are not even at a position to be questioning or to be proving to America that this type of thinking is inhumane or should be disqualified as far as we are concerned on a political and a biological level. It makes no sense to me how we have such a high spending potential as black people, knowing how to spend our money in white communities and in white markets, but we have no idea how to bring ourselves to a point where we can truly rely on our own structure, and actually rather than spending money on those parts of the world, more or less bringing together a sense of economic structure and supporting our own businesses and our own communities, and providing better safety and more adequate homes to the point where we do not have to keep giving our hard-earned dollar and our unpaid labor to white America to go home at the end of the day and eventually just start smiling at the least or at the most, without actually giving us the necessary compensation for our hard work and our contribution. You eventually realize that with all of this being said and done, the main thing that you will remember is white America has not contributed positively to the black community. They did not contribute in giving us our rights. We contributed, we sacrificed, and we fought. Just so I need to remind you again, that was not their contribution to wake up one day and say, give these black folks their lives. They have not contributed, but they are asking for us to partake in their tax system and their economic system, and take part in their laws, which despite obeying still does not guarantee us safety upon police searches, which have actually killed black people amongst the process of no justifiable cause, but rather suspicion based on the fact that they believe we will do us harm. But you never question that police officer and tell him about the harm that his lack of equality and lack of fair treatment has done to our community. All right. You hear of police officers being fired for their lack of community towards black people, but they don't fire themselves. I keep telling you, they go with a fight from us as black people, and we aren't physically violent people. I rarely, and I cannot recall the day that I last saw our people initiate acts of violence and oppression without a means of self-defense, or and I'm speaking as a collective or a systematic maneuver that was designed by white America to keep us unable to provide for our mothers, unable to provide for those who are around us, lacking education because the system has not permitted us to be seen as fair within white institutions or white neighborhoods, to receive or to actually be educated about ourselves, due to the fact that we are taught white laws and we are taught white math made by white theories and white people. We are never taught about the black man. We are never taught about ourselves. And this is the issue you find yourself facing. The more you develop a dependence on a system that doesn't even support you, the more you realize you are worse off, and you would be better off building your own house. You would be better off building something for yourself, rather than being so heavily dependent on trying to impress your white colleague or who poses as your friend. Little do you know the stereotypical entertainment that he consumes about you, the same one who smiles in your face, and life without knowledge or clarity on this matter is what leads to our people eventually realizing that this is not a way of life. However, our Stockholm Syndrome has convinced us that this is somehow the way that we are supposed to be governing our way or our traditions and our lifestyle and our culture. And this, for all good reasoning, leads me to suggest that us as black people who have been oppressed in the past and are presently oppressed on a slightly more psychological level, that we need to develop an idea of what a departure from America is, and by doing so, we will truly understand how to analyze cultures around the world which did not thrive off of taking our elders, away from their homeland by will, and rather practice more civilized, ethical, and acceptable behavioral manners on a human level. You talk about slavery and the people, our elders, who sacrificed their lives trying to fight white doctrine and fight for us, but you never take into account that there has never been any more of a wipeout in the entire history of humanity since not even since an animal level. You have never seen animals wiped out at such a greater level. You have never seen insects wiped out at such a greater level than the black people who are in America and are still struggling to find their position and provide adequate supports and homes so that our people are able to collectively gather some sort of idea for what life outside of a judgmental and forceful system which will not provide us with the right tools looks like. And this is one thing you need to realize once you eventually come to the realization that your life is now better being controlled by yourself rather than being controlled by the American system, which will always look for any reason to exploit you, which will never seek any sort of justice or remedy to assist you with your cause, or any type of procedure necessary to provide you with the appropriate and adequate mannerism to actually adopt a level of tolerance beyond incarceration based on some of the issues that we are presently facing till this day. And this is the situation that we find ourselves in, where we don't have any sort of means to actually go through with an effective plan to grow and actually develop a sense of tolerance or a unique idea of our own. And until we do something for ourselves and figure out the importance of economic growth and development, we will never see ourselves advancing in this society.